You can listen to Jerry Agar weekdays 9 to noon on newstalk1010.com.
If they're unable to manage effectively,
Amen.
in the best interest of the taxpayers,
Amen.
then we will have to find new managers that can.
Amen. 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 Sing it over.
That's the kind of thing I wanted to hear yesterday, is managers can get in line and stop the gravy train or not. Whether or not the gravy train has been at least slowed, of course, is controversial. But the man in charge, the new mayor of Toronto, is Rob Ford. Mayor Ford, welcome.
Good morning, Jerry.
So how have things been going the last 24 hours? You getting some pushback from some of these managers that you more or less threatened yesterday?
No, it's things are going really well. People are understanding the big picture, and I started off by leading by example. My budget was $2.7 million, and I said, I don't need 2.7. I'm going to reduce mine by 26% and reduced it by $700,000. The councillors, I asked, you have to reduce your expense accounts by 25%. They did. They went from 50,000 down to 30,000. So you know what? I went to the city manager and said, we have to come in with a 0% tax increase. People have been overtaxed for too long, and they need some breathing room. And I said, you have to tell the heads of these departments that they have to tighten their belt. Whatever you think is appropriate, 2.5%. That's all I'm looking for, and we can achieve what we're.
I thought it was 5%.
Well, that's whatever Joe Penichetti, the city manager, decides. That's his. I asked for 2.5%, and if he asked for 5%, whatever he thinks achievable, that was his prerogative. And some of them just were defiant and said, "No, we're not going to do it."
Which ones are defiant?
I really don't want to. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, Jerry. I don't want to start singling them out because they do have, a month to, follow suit and get in line. So I really don't want to hammer these people. I told them straight out that if you don't get in line, then I'm going to have to find new managers that will, because everyone else is tightening the belt, and I'm not going to tolerate people that just want to put their interest ahead of the taxpayers' interest. So. All
right. So I appreciate you saying you want to give them time and not name them. Shelley Carroll was on last night on the live drive with John Tory, and she had this to say:
You don't want to be delivering those types of threatening directives by way of a press conference.
So Shelley Carroll she was the budget person, wasn't she, at one point?
Yeah, she was the budget chief for the last.
Under Miller.
7 years, yeah.
All right, so how do you respond to what she said?
I can take it with a grain of salt. I have a job to do. I'm a no-nonsense type of guy. I campaigned on 10 months to say I'm going to get the city back on its financial feet and stop the wasteful spending, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. And when 99% of the departments come in and listen to you, and the other 1% don't want to listen, well, then I have to make changes. And I've told the 1% that please fall in line, or else we're going to have people that will make your department fall in line and tighten the belt 2.5%, and that's it. It's very simple. It happens every day in the private sector, and I led by example. The councils led. Like I said, the majority of the city departments have tightened their belt, and there's just a few that might want to play hardball, but that's fine. They can do whatever they want, but I'm not here to play games, and I'm here to run a city, and there won't be any nonsense. I can guarantee that.
Mayor Rob Ford of Toronto is with me on News Talk 1010. Adam Vaughan, we played him on our news yesterday with a comment that others have taken up. I want you to listen to what Adam Vaughan said and respond to that.
The tax freeze is being financed completely out of Dalton McGuinty's uploading and David Miller's revenue streams. Rob Ford did nothing in this budget other than profit from the work of other people. He did nothing over Christmas, and the only reason he can brag about anything right now is effectively because they froze his budget for him.
Now, a lot of newspapers are picking up, or several newspaper commentators especially, are picking up on that comment. How do you respond to it?
Well, it's funny that they say that. The car tax, I put $64 million back in the taxpayers' pockets when I abolished the $60 car tax. Just reducing the council's expense accounts, we saved $900,000. I reduced my expense account by $700,000. All the newspaper clippings that the councillors were getting, I eliminated that. That was $170,000. The free food at council meetings, I eliminated that with $50,000. My transition team came under budget, approximately over $30,000. I turned down my own pay increase Jerry, they gave me a $17,000 pay increase I said no to. So when you hear comments like that, it's pretty childish and immature to say that.
Well, do you think those things add up? Do those things add up to the amounts they're talking about here?
Well, everybody is, and tightening their belt, absolutely. But I've led the charge on this, and I'm not tooting my own horn here, but I was the one who set the tone and said, listen, we all have to tighten our belt 2.5%, and everyone's pitching in. So it's a team effort, and when you hear, comments made by the opposition, I guess that's their role to play, and I can't worry about what a few councillors have to say. I know I was elected with a strong majority that people want to see someone that's fiscally responsible running the city, and that's what I'm going to do.
I'm Jerry Agar on News Talk 1010 after a meeting between the Mayor of Toronto and the Chief of Police, Chief Bill Blair said.
We've had an excellent discussion today, and we've gone over various aspects and implications of the police budget, and I think we've come to a far better understanding, and I think now it's my responsibility to go back to my police services board and to share with them the discussions that we've had with the mayor today.
Okay, and Mr. Mayor, one of the groups that immediately said we can't cut back, in fact we need more, was the police. But yesterday you guys came out singing Kumbaya, so a pretty good meeting?
Yeah, it was excellent. I sat down with the chief for an hour and a half, and he understands the big picture, and he's willing to work with me to achieve our goal of giving the taxpayers a 0% tax increase. So I support the chief 100%, and we're on the exact same wavelength.
Why did it take so long for the two of you to get together?
We were talking over the phone. He has a busy schedule. I have a busy schedule, but we had numerous telephone conversations. And yesterday it was the right time, and so we met, and we had, like I said, an hour and a half conversation, and things went great. Things, like I said, we're all on the same page, and like I said, I support the chief, and I just want to move forward.
Oh, so you're saying that it's not like it's the first time you've talked to the chief. It was the first time you actually physically got together.
Yeah, well, since he's been the chief, we met a few times. I've talked to him numerous times at events. When I became mayor, I talked to him over the phone, and but since I was mayor, it's the first time we got together face to face. But I've met the chief lots of times, and but about the budget, this was the first time we got together face to face.
Do you think that you're going to be able to accomplish cutting back on some of the bus routes and some of the cutbacks with the TTC? We discussed it earlier on the show, and some people feel, there's too many buses running around half empty, but other people are concerned that that's actually a cut in service.
Well, what we don't want to do is hurt anybody. We don't want to cut any services. We're asking, like I said, everyone to tighten their belt and find efficiencies, and with the TTC, I'm sure they're going to come to the table. The last thing I want to do is increase fares 10 cents. So we're looking at all options, and like I said, the last thing I want to do is cut any services, and I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, Paula Fletcher says eliminating hours on 48 bus routes is actually a major service cut.
Again, the budget hasn't even been approved yet. We just introduced it yesterday. It was day one, so we have two public consultation meetings. We actually have four. We're going out into Scarborough, North York, downtown, and Etobicoke, but they're on January 19th and January 20th, and if people want to come out and voice their concerns, I'd be more than happy to listen to them. But again, the budget's just been introduced, and a lot of things are going to happen from now to then.
Do you think some of the people who enthusiastically supported you on stopping the gravy train are thinking maybe you didn't do enough this time? Is there a lot more to come in 2012? What's the situation there?
Oh, I've halted the gravy train. I gave back. I can't.
You think you've halted it by now?
Well, pretty well. There's a lot more to stop, but I've only been in office 43 days. So there's only so many books and so many documents you can read since December 1st, and I'm working as fast as I can. And I said I'm going to get back the $60 car tax. I got it on the council floor in the first council meeting. We got the $6 car tax abolished, put it back in the taxpayers' pockets, and all the free meals. I said we're getting rid of that. I did that. I said the expense accounts just can't go out and have retirement parties and all this sort of nonsense. I did that. So in the first council meeting, a lot of people said, you've done more than the previous administration did in 7 years. I said, well, I wouldn't go that far, but I would. I appreciate that. So I have a lot of people supporting me, and Jerry, I'm just going to run this city like a business. There's going to be no nonsense, and every single dime is going to be accounted for, and the people's money is going to come first and foremost. The taxpayers are first and foremost, and they're going to be running the city.
Are you having any fun?
Lots of fun. No problem at all. I'm enjoying it a lot, and we'll get the city back on its financial feet. I guarantee it.
Mayor Rob Ford, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Take care.
Yep, always good to talk to you.
You can listen to Jerry Agar weekdays 9 to noon on newstalk1010.com.
All right, Mike is here.